Is this milk fine or is it like?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
It's making.
Trust me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mehuna.
No, that's. See, it's.
It's just cold.
Sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you.
We have insurance here. Oh, please, we all quick writing.
You make me cry. कभी खुशी हुआ? Okay. क्या बेबसी है ये, क्या मजबूरियाँ, तुम पास हो फिर भी गम.
Wow, क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now this is.
Now you have to sing. कभी.
नहीं, क for काला.
काला.
कभी.
कभी.
नहीं
कभी.
He is
क.
until you do not say it right. I'm कभी.
कभी.
नहीं. कभी अलविदा ना कहना. मैं फिर नया.
भगवान के लिए मुझे छोड़ दो.
भगवान के लिए.
भगवान के लिए.
नया भगवान का नया नाम है भगवान. पहलवान तो नहीं बोल रही, पहलवान.
Teach me.
के लिए.
भगवान के लिए मुझे छोड़ दो. Sing now, please.
छोड़ मैं सिखाऊंगा नहीं आराम से. It's a very dirty word if you use it wrong, okay? So be very careful. मुझे छोड़ दो, नहीं सीखो तो अच्छा है.
How are you?
देखो. How are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
Well, now that I'm sitting next to Sonu Nigam, बहुत शुक्रिया. Very good. बहुत खुश हूँ.
मैं भी बहुत खुश हूँ. मैंने आपके बारे में बहुत सुन रखा है और मिलके बड़ी खुशी हो रही है.
Thank you. And don't go too far because I might not understand then what you say, but I did understand. It means I'm working on my Hindi.
Okay, good.
First of all, for the first time, we have you in front of our international channel. बहुत शुक्रिया. Thank you so much.
धन्यवाद, शुक्रिया.
I have a question for you. We got to know you with this beautiful song, Ye Dil Divana, Ye Dil. Please, before I ask my question, because I know you're going to get tired, and then you're going to say, no, I'm not going to sing anything. So,
Okay. Ye dil दीवाना है ये दिल, दीवाने ने मुझको भी. ये जो है ना, this is Michael Jackson's by the way. This is my tribute to Michael Jackson in this song. So you've heard this song, of course, yes.
Of course. The thing is, when it comes to sensation of Indian music, Sonu Nigam, this is very important for us. We like to know. They always say that in the Hindi film industry, they treat actors and singers in a different way. I mean, it's much different. But basically, we love Hindi movies because of the songs, because the songs are the soul of the movie. Do you agree to this point, like what they say, or you don't?
Well, I don't really judge it that way because I feel when the music is a part of the film, in the film, actors and actresses are the prominent people because they are the ones who enact the role. They are the ones on whose shoulders the movie is based on or rests upon, I would say. So that's why they are bound to get more mileage for the movie. But when you're doing private albums, when you're doing independent albums, when you're doing albums which are not a part of the cinema, you get your own identity. I got my own identity because I did a lot of television, I did films, I did a lot of private albums which carved a niche of my own. So I did film music also, and I did things which were independent of films. That's what gave me the recognition. So you have to diversify. If you always remain a playback singer, if you don't want to be disconnected with the films and you just do film-based stuff, then you're bound to be overshadowed by the actors.
Tell me something. How much, as a singer, as an artist who sings so beautiful, you have this rishta, you have this magic with people. How much do you have the authority of creating your talent or to say when the song is made? Because there are rumors that producers actually have the hold on to everything.
It depends whom you're working with again. A lot of times you are working with people who have, who clearly exactly know what they want. They know what exactly their concept of the song is, their perception of the song should be like, and then they don't want any inputs. So be it. That's okay. Then I do exactly what they want. But there are some people who rely upon me, who want to see what I can add on to a song, who want to take my expertise, who want me to add certain bits into the song, and that's when I get more involved with the song. So if I'm doing film stuff, then there are these two ways of working. Either I do their way or we do our way, and it's both ways. But when we're doing private albums, it's actually our baby, it's our concept, it is my idea first. If I want to do a Divana, or if I want to do a Classically Mild, if I want to do a Chanda Ki Doli, or if I want to do a Rafi Resurrected, I first have to convince myself. I have to accept. I have to first let the imagination take birth in my mind and my heart, and then it manifests outside. So when you're doing private stuff, it's your baby. When you're doing cinema stuff, then it could be a product of other people's imagination also.
Great. So starting age 3 in front of so many people, can you tell me how did it affect your life? I mean, usually people say, let the kid be a kid. But when you are in front of the camera at 3 years old, that makes you to grow up fast. That's one of the biggest problems we have with Michael Jackson's situation right now. Everybody's talking, okay? He says, hey, when he needed to be a kid, he was a grown-up. When he became a grown-up, he wanted to be a kid. What do you think about that? How did it change your life, or did it do anything for you?
Point one, I'd like to answer these questions in a couple of points. Point one, you cannot one day turn 18 and say, okay, today I want to become a singer. From now onwards, I want to become a singer, or I want to become a doctor. You have to be nurtured that way from your childhood. Every genius in the world has been a prodigy. Whether it's a Mozart, Beethoven, Lata Mangeshkar, Michael Jackson, whoever. When you talk about artists, actors, yes, you can decide to become an actor after a certain age, because I'm sure everybody wants to be an actor as a child. Even those who pursue medical profession as a child, who parents want the kids to become doctors, but in their minds they would want to become the stars someday. You see, but when you're talking about performing art, an instrumentalist like a sitar player like Ravi Shankar ji, or a tabla player like Zakir Hussain Saab, they all have been prodigies. They did not just one day wake up and decide that, okay, now from today I'm going to start playing sitar and I'll become a sitar player. No. So your skills have to be honed from the earliest age, and the earlier you start, the better. Talking about me, when I was a child, I did lots of stage shows because I wanted to do it. Also because my parents never forced me to do concerts. I was given great education. I was the topper of my school. In every way, I was great in sports. I was great in studies. I was, of course, music just was taken for granted by me. I was always into music. I used to play keyboards. I used to play percussions. I used to sing like crazy the whole day. So I was a very involved kid from my childhood. So it never took away. Yes, I understand that a lot of times I would want to watch a certain movie which was coming on Sundays on television, but I had to go for concerts and I would miss that thing. But now when I look back and I see everything happened to me so soon. When I was the judge of Indian Idol, the first Indian Idol at the age of 30, I actually was I could have been a worthy contestant of Indian Idol, and I was sitting on the judge's chair. The first ever Indian Idol's judge was Sonu Nigam. So all that happened to me because I started very early. I took myself seriously. I worked hard. My dad told me that when we came to Bombay to become a singer in 1991 from Delhi, we were in Delhi. My dad said that either you work hard now and have a good old age, or you have a great time in your youth and struggle in your old age. What do you want? I said I want to work hard right now because I'm young right now, and so I chose that. So I gave up. I never partied. I still don't party. I have a lot of friends whom we socialize with. Sometimes a close circuit of friends, but I never partied. I never went to discotheques when I was a kid. I never drank. I never smoked. I never, I wanted to have a bike as a young boy, and I wanted to own a bike and have.
Teen Thalia.
Teen Thalia. But Teen Thalia, what is Teen Thalia? De Thalia, Teen Thalia, what is the...
I'm practicing.
Right. Yeah.
De Thalia.
Yeah. So I wanted to have, I always had this perception of college days, and when I would be going in a bike and a girl would be sitting behind me and she would be looking at his, I would be her boyfriend. It never happened to me because I never went to college. I did 12th standard in Delhi, and by the age of 18, I was in Bombay. When you're doing your first year in college, I was in Bombay, and I was struggling. I was singing. I was asking for work. So I missed out on that part, but it has been overtly compensated by the cosmos, and I don't regret anything about it. Sorry, again, I just wanted to, because you spoke about Michael Jackson, I understand. I know what you're saying has got substance. I know that.
Just love you too much. We don't want anything to...
No. I understand. But I'm quite aware of where I'm heading. That is why about 4 years back, I announced in the press, I said I'm going to be doing as less work as possible. I'm going to completely control my work, and to the extent of retirement. That doesn't mean that I would be retired. That didn't mean that I would want to retire. I just wanted to, because I was doing 15 songs a day. I was doing 8 songs a day. I was overworking. I was not living my life. And in the process, I was at the risk of over-exhausting myself. And I controlled my work from 2005 onwards. I started controlling my work. And because now I'm not led by my work is led by me. I'm not led by my profession. I'm leading a life of my own, in my control. If I want to be away from Bombay, I just go out of Bombay. Like for the last 2 months, nobody knew where I was. Just recently, people have come to know that I was in America all this while, but people didn't even know where I was. So I have kept my life in my own control, just so that I do not get too overwhelmed with my profession, and I don't get too carried away to the extent of frustration.
Good job. Now we are okay. We know that you're in good hands. My question was it
sugar-free?
Sugar-free. He doesn't need sugar-free. You don't need to lose any weight. The unique you are when it comes to your singing.
Just help me. Is this milk fine, or is it like?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
It's making.
Trust me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mehuna.
No, that's. See, it's.
It's just cold.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you.
We have insurance here. My question for you is that you have your own way. You have your own unique way that people love you so much. I've seen what people do when the name comes, when you are either in a show on television, you're on stage, people go nuts for you. And they always talk about this special bonding that you make. Maybe you don't even know about this, but that's how it is. People cry when you sing. People fall in love when you sing. Where does this come from? Because it has to be from, what did I say, Dilse? Am I saying right?
You gave the answer in your question. Yeah, gave away the answer in your question. When you watch a great movie, which is extremely authentic and genuine, don't we have tears in our eyes? We know that they're acting. We know that this is not reality. We know that this is an actor playing a part and he's not dying actually. Or we know that this is not the real mother. But we just cry at the honesty of the movie.
It's all your fault. It is.
So when they see my work, if they have tears in their eyes, it's because they know that I'm not cheating on them. I'm giving my best. If I'm a singer, I'm behaving like a singer. I'm not behaving like someone who's not a singer and yet a singer. I'm not confusing them. I do a lot of things in my life. I do television, I've done movies, I do so many things. But whatever I do it with utmost honesty, and it's not my craft. They see my honesty when I'm in front of them, and I think that's what touches them.
Please sing Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham for us. That's the most one. Oh, please, we all quick writing.
You make me cry.
No, you
You're
make
so
me
honest.
cry.
Okay.
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham.
कभी खुशी हुआ ओके क्या बेबसी है ये क्या मजबूरियां तुम पास हो फिर भी कितनी है दूरियां हुस्न तू जान में तेरी पहचान में मर के भी ना मिले है ये ऐसा तन I forgot the words ये है तेरे करम कभी खुशी कभी गम ना जुदा होंगे हम कभी खुशी कभी गम
Wow, क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
Thank you.
How is Los Angeles treating you? Khushu?
The place is beautiful.
That's not what I
met. The place is beautiful. The weather is beautiful. But I've come to.
Have you seen angels?
No.
And in this town is called Los Angeles, like.
Oh, okay, angels. Oh, yeah. No, so, no. I would. That's what I was coming to. I wanted to just tell you that it's not the place that gives you happiness or sadness. It's your own mental state. And I love Los Angeles. It's got the finest weather in the entire world, I would say. And I've been driving here. I've been started getting to know the city. I'm going to go back to India after the tour, and I'm going to get back in the day-to-day scheduled routine. But I would say I'm happy in India also. I'm happy in Los Angeles also. If you leave me in Denmark, Greenland, Antarctica, I'll be happy because happiness does not come to me from outside. It just I am a happy human being, and I do not try to be happy. I'm just saturated. I'm just self-content.
Are you married?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Manzoor hai.
You happened too late to me. You should have happened to me before, you see?
I should have met you a long time ago.
Why didn't you happened to me too late. Not done.
Tell me something. We talk about Los Angeles. We see you a lot in LA. I mean, I haven't seen you. I heard you here, but I always kushish karti ho, never find you here. Because every time you're in a different place, always doing concerts everywhere. You know, the magic of your voice. I heard in Kabul, the magic made the whole roof come down. Is that true?
Roof, yes. I think the floor shook. The floor, the ground beneath my feet shook, and the show had to be stalled because. And I would want to tell you, we had one of the most memorable crowd of my entire life in Afghanistan. I had no clue. We've met lots of Afghanis in Delhi. There are a lot of Afghans in Delhi who I used to perform for a lot of shows in Delhi when I was in Delhi in 1991, before 91, sorry. And I saw a lot of, they're beautiful people. They look so good. They look so beautiful. The men, the women, so beautiful.
It's okay. You can say only woman. That's fine. We won't take it in a wrong way.
You won't, yeah.
Also Persians too.
So, but then when I got a chance to go to Kabul, we heard, of course, the country had gone through a lot of turmoil. But it was good to see them, once again smiling, shining, and back in the groove. And such a mega event for them on such a great venue. The treatment was great. They're such hospitable people. The country has so much of rawness in it, earthiness in the country. I saw a lot of Kabul. It was so beautiful. But when the concert started, I guess they didn't realize.
No, it was the magic. That magic of your voice. Don't take it wrong way. But what's going on in Los Angeles, in Hollywood? There are rumors, and I want you to get that cleared. Are you getting involved in Hollywood projects? Is that why you are here on and off?
I think people from any fraternity, they attract like-minded people or people from their own fraternity wherever they go. I'm a musician, and I attract people, attract musicians from wherever I go to. I have gotten the chance to meet a lot of people over here. In the process, they didn't know there was someone like me do so many things and I fit the bill with them. They are excited to work with me. I have done some work with Shaka Khan and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I have a lot of other things lined up, but I'm taking it lightly because I don't want to be too overloaded or overoccupied in my mind of what to do over here. Because I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm extremely content. And when I meet musicians, when I meet new people, I do it. Like there's a guy called Riz who helped me. I made a song for Michael Jackson through my Facebook thing, and there's some Facebook thing happening which I created. I invited a lot of people to write songs about Michael Jackson, and they started writing songs and poems and poetries, and I made a